Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another Baldur's Gate 3 video. I want to get all of the beautiful classes done, and then we'll continue doing our playthrough, which hopefully somebody will tune in because we need some love. It is a Druid S build. But before we get started into the class overview for this video, I just want to say that if you do enjoy this type of video, do help the channel out by leaving a like, comment, subscribing, and sharing, especially the last two, because love to have this channel grow more. Also, if you want to see anything else on the channel, do let me know down in the comments. We also stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Stream different games. It's on YouTube, so do check it out. And I do have my Discord, which you can join if you want to be notified about all the streams, video stuff, and anything and everything about the channel, and have some nice conversations. But with that said, let's get into the video. And this build is, well, it's the monk. Probably one of the more OP classes very early on. Well, they can get very early on OP in Baldur's Gate 3, and that is monk. Well, let's talk about monk. Monk is all about unarmored attacks and unarmored defense. So, just wearing robes, clothing. So your key abilities is Wisdom for your key DC and armor class you want, but Constitution is for more HP and Dexterity. So I would recommend having high Strength, high Dexterity, decent Constitution, Wisdom, Intel, and Charisma. Not really, but you can get Charisma if you want to be the main character a little bit. So I recommend having at least 16 Strength, from 14 to 16 Dexterity, 14 Constitution, and then like 12 Charisma. Again, it all depends on your build. Your saving throws are Strength and Dex. Your equipment proficiency are simple weapons and short swords. But most of the time when I play monk, and I heard other people play monk, they just go unarmored attacks and no armor. They do have sometimes a bow or crossbow just for ranged attacks if they cannot reach enemy, and it sometimes helps you. But with that said, one of the proficiency skills that you can get is History, Insight, Religion, Acrobatics, Stealth, and Athletics. You can pick two, right? You start with a quarterstaff, monastic robes, and monastic boots. Also at level 1 you get flurry blows or furrow blows. You do some nice damage, and it also counts as a bonus action, so you can attack normally and then use your key point to attack with a bonus action. It is pretty nice. Your key is, well, kind of like a spell slot, but I believe you recharge every short rest. Now you get number defense. Here reflexes are as effective as any armor. While not wearing armor, you add your wisdom modifier to your armor class. So if you want to have a little bit more armor class, you can go with wisdom. You also get martial arts dexterous attacks, attacks with monk weapons, and an armor attack scale with your strength, dexterity instead of strength. You also have no, that's if dexterity is higher. Sorry, kind of spaced out for a second. You have martial arts depth strikes, attacks with monk weapons, and an armor attacks deal 1 to 4 bludgeoning damage unless the normal damage is higher. And you get bonus unarmed strikes. After making an attack with a monk weapons on unarmored, you can make another unarmored attack as a bonus action. Pretty cool, right? So for monk stuff, I would personally, apologize for that, probably go something like, I'm going the wrong stuff. So strength, something like this, right? Depending on the build you might want to get lower dex or lower strength. That's up to you, but this is kind of more general setup. Then you pick your proficiencies. That's up to you. Then you pick your name, right? That's your basic level 1. For race, get Yankee, Wood Elf, Wood Half Elf are really awesome, especially the last two, the Wood Elf and Wood Half Elf, because they get more movement to get an additional 3 more meters of movement. Now, let's talk about level 2, right? You don't, it doesn't seem like you get much, but you actually do. You get a little bit more health, you get additional key point, which is huge. You get an additional 3 meters of movement while not wearing armor or shield. So that's why you wear just robes. So with the Wood Elf, I think Wood Elf just gets 1.5, so you get a 4.5 more meters. You get patient defense, attack rolls against you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on dexterity saving throws. There's a bonus action, and I use key points, but it's pretty cool. You have step, wind, dash, doubles your movement speed, and jumping no longer requires a bonus action. So you can jump and move way further. And then you have the same thing, you have the step, wind, disengage, which means you safely disengage, and jump no longer requires an action. Right? So you can do some pretty nasty stuff pretty much right off the bat. Level 1, you have 2 attacks. Level 2, you get some cool stuff. Now level 3, we're not going to talk about subclasses right off the bat, we'll talk about them later, right? But at level 3 you get more health. Obviously you can get your specialization or subclass, you get additional key point, you can you also get deflect missiles. It uses your reaction to reduce damage from ranged weapon attacks by 1d4 plus your dexterity modifier and your monk level. If the damage reduced to 0, you can use a key point to deflect the missile. Then you get some cool stuff depending on your stuff, like Way of 4 Elements, which is all about kind of like Avatar, using your key to bend elements to your will. With the Open Hand, which is pretty much just going even more into unarmored attacks, just doing massive damage, and then Way of the Shadow, which is kind of like a sneaky. I'm gonna pick Way of the Open Hand because out of them all, everybody rates Way of the Open Hand hugely. Way of the Shadow is pretty good from what I heard, and Way of the 4 Elements, which was better. But I'll talk about Way of the Open Hand and the other ones later. But I'm gonna pick that one for now. Right. So at level 4, you get again more health, additional key point, which is huge, and you get a slow fall. When you fall, you can use your reaction to gain resistance to falling damage, so you take less of that, which is pretty cool. Obviously it's not that amazing, but it's better than nothing. For this one, for here, a level 4 ability score improvement, pretty nice, just to get 2 more on your strength or dexterity is pretty huge. Alert is probably my more favorite at the start, at the very least, just to get more bonus initiative. The surprise is kind of whatever, but bonus initiative is really nice, right? If you want, you can go with what is that one? Tavern Brawler. It is pretty nice. For the first one, Tavern Brawler or Alert would be good. Alert, that's if you want to go first. Tavern Brawler will make you do a lot more damage. That's why if you're gonna go Tavern Brawler, get more strength, and you can get some other stuff to get your strength, because it will add your strength modifier twice. So if you don't want to go a lot into strength, you can just buy and farm, kind of like farm the potions that give you 21 strength, right? Now, in here you can get 1 more strength, so you see you can have 17 with anti-athletics 18, which is already pretty huge, and then you can get level 8, get 2 more, and you be 20. Right? At level 5, you get there's a key point and an extra attack, so you can hit twice with your action and then your bonus action. Right? You also have stunning strike melee and stunning strike unarmed. The unarmed is really huge because stunning the target, they just skip their turn. Massive, right? So you have just a huge ability with just, and that's not even specialization, right? So by stunning the enemy, you can pretty much kind of just eliminate him really fast. Now at level 6, we get our 7th key point. We get improved unarmored movement, which gives an additional 4.5 meters of movement while not wearing armor or using a shield. Right? We get also keen power strikes. Your unarmored attacks count as magical for purpose, overcoming enemy resistance and immunity to non-magical damage. And then the below stuff are all whatchamacallit, subclass of the open hand, which we'll discuss later. Right? Now, for level 7, you get your 8th key point, more health, then you get evasion, which is pretty cool. It allows you to, take half damage on successful dexterity throws. Oh, no, sorry. On successful, it deals no damage. On non-successful, it deals only... Oh, sorry, I apologize. I butchered it. When a spell or effect would deal half damage on successful dexterity throw, it deals no damage if you succeed, only half damage if you fail. Kind of what I said, but for some reason I spaced out. Pretty cool. Now you also get Stillness of Mind. If you're a Charm of Frighten, you automatically cast Stillness of Mind to remove that condition, which is pretty nice, right? Not much stuff, but it's still pretty good. Now let's talk about level 8. You get your second feat and you get your 9th key point, right? Your second feat, if you got Tyrant Brawler, Alert is pretty good, or if you want to get more ability score, that's also pretty good, right? So we'll pick that, and then we'll go 19 to Shrink, giving us that much more damage with a Tyrant Brawler. Right? At level 9, we'll get an additional key point, which puts us as 10. Right? You also gain advanced on armor movement. Difficult terrain do not slow you down, and you can jump an additional 6.5 or 6 meters. Can I please, thank you, or 20 feet while you're not wearing armor or using a shield. The below stuff are for your subclass, so we'll talk about it later. Right? At level 10, you get more health. You also get an additional key point, putting us at 11. Improved unarmored movement, giving us another 6 meters of movement while not wearing armor and shield. So you pretty much can move everywhere and anywhere with that. And you get Purity of Body. You're immune to poison damage and cannot be poisoned or affected by disease thanks to the purifying key flowing through your meridians. Pretty nice, you know, because there's sometimes that you can be poisoned or the enemies do a lot of poison damage, so you can just pretty much forgo that. Right? Now at a level 11, you don't get much, right? You get your 11th key point, or 12th key point, I apologize. You get your health, and then you get some of the subclasses stuff, right? Just for way up with the open hand is Tranquility. And at level 12 is kind of meh, because you get 13th key point and you get your 3rd feat, which is not bad. But now let's talk about your subclasses, right? We'll start off with, well, Way of the Four Elements. Way of the Four Elements is, like I said, all avatar. It's about bending elements to your will, using them as extension of your own body. So at level 3, you can use a key to cast magical spells. You know, you also cast spell. You can spell like Blade of Rhyme, Chill of Mountain, Wings of the Fire Snake, which is pretty cool. Fist of the Four Thunders, like pretty much some of the basic spells just with different name you can cast. Probably the more cool ones are Fangs of the Fire Snakes. You know, you get a bunch of spells. And you also get a Harmony of Fire and Water. While in that combat, you regain half your key points, run that down, and it restores them longer. So if you kind of run out of all your key points, you can gain half of them. Level 6, you can get 3 more spells like Whole Person, Scorching Ray, and Shatter, which is different names. At level 9, you get more spell slots and you get improved elemental casting. You know, some of the spell is well, actually no, you don't get any spells. You just get the improved ones. like better hold person, where you can hold additional scorching ray, additional what should we call it, thunder wave, stuff like that. Just again, same spells as everybody else, or like a sorcerer or wizard, just different names. Now at level 11, you get another spell like firebolt, gaseous form, and fly. Pretty cool, but unfortunately you do utilize key points, but definitely pretty cool stuff. Now let's talk about another one, which is Way of the Shadow, which your value arts of stealth and subterfuge, bending the shadows to your will, to strike, without warning. So level 3, you gain minor illusion cantrip, which creates an illusion that, compels nearby creatures to investigate. You can also cast that while silenced. You also get Shadow Arts Hide, which is a bonus action and it does not consume key points. You can use Shadow Arts Pass Without Trace, which consumes 2 key points. It gives you plus 10 to stealth check. You get Shadow Arts Darkness, 2 key points, and it's pretty much darkness. Shadow Arts Dark Vision, your regular dark vision, costs 2 key points. And then Silence, that's Shadow Arts Silence is basically silence, costs 2 key points. Right. At level 5, you get Cloak of Shadows. You'll wrap yourself, aka you become invisible if you're obscured. And it ends if you attack, cast a spell, take action, or take damage. Now at level 6, you get Shadow Step. You can teleport from shadow to shadow. Afterwards, you have advantage in your next melee attack roll. Both origin and destination must be lightly obscured to use the skill. Level 11, you get Shadow Strike, which uses an action and 3 key points to teleport from a hidden position, striking the enemy with creeping psionic ferocity, which means you deal an extra 3d8 psychic damage in addition to your weapon damage. Then you have the same strike but unarmed, do the same thing. Kinda doesn't seem that amazing, but if you want to roleplay as a ninja, it is really nice. Now let's talk about the most OP one. It is the one that I picked, is the Way of the Open Hand. So at level 3, you get Flurry of Blows, Topple, Stagger, and Push. So both of them cost 1 key point. The Topple, you punch the enemy twice in quick succession, and then you have a possibility to prone them. Stagger, you punch them twice, and then you can stagger them, And then Push, bonus action, key point, but you push the target 5 meters or 17 feet. Especially in Act 1, since there's a lot of ledges and cliffs so you can push enemies. The push is pretty nice, but Topple is probably more amazing, in my opinion. At level 6, the Manifestation of Body and Mind, where you can change your damage from just being basic to where it is necrotic damage, psychic damage, or radiant damage, which means for necrotic damage, you hand sap the key from your enemy's bodies. Your unarmed attacks deal additional 1d4 plus wisdom modifier necrotic damage. For psychic, it's the same thing. You do 1d4 psychic damage plus wisdom modifier. And the Manifestation of Soul Radiant one, it is 1d4 plus wisdom modifier for radiant damage. You can only have one of them toggled at any time. You also get a Whole of Body, which means you gain half your key points and enter a temporary state of wholeness where you regain 1 key point per turn and have an extra bonus action. And restores 3 times monk level of hit points. So for mine, if I can find it, I restored 33. If I was level 10, I'll restore 30. If I was level 12, 36. Now at level 9, you get Key Resonation Punch. There you go. You hit a creature with your bare fist, making a key in its body resonate with yours. You do 16 damage, but it's as a bonus action. Right. You have the same one, but for action, so you can hit your regular one, and then you can use a bonus action. You also have blast. Here's the nation blast. You detonate the key of a creature resonating with you, hitting the creature and anyone within 5 meters. So kind of like an AoE, you know. And a successful dexterity throw, if they do succeed, they take half the damage, which is not bad. Now, at level 11, you get Tranquility, which means long rests surround you with an orb piece granting you Sanctuary, which means you cannot take damage unless it's area of effect damage or AoE, unless you hit an enemy or you start attacking. But from right off the bat, you can literally just hit an enemy with a basic attack, and then do I don't think I have it active. And then you can do bonus attack with just regular punching. So you can be really, really amazing with a monk. But that's it for the monk. I hope this kind of helps you figure out which kind of monk you want to go, and kind of helps you understand a monk a little bit better and see what he gets at different levels. But with all that said, don't forget to stay awesome. If you did enjoy, please do help the channel by subscribing and sharing. But with that said, don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.